Okay. So after this unwhistle tab, we have unhold. Sorry, I forgot to mention that this unwhistle tab shows all the containers, all the active shipments that we currently have that are still on the vessel. So basically, the levels, the statuses of the containers are like this. They are first on the vessel, brought by the vessels, and then they are going to be stored in the storages and the yards of the terminals. They are either on hold, it means that they have some exams in custom of the terminal that they have to take care of, or they have different expenses that the customer needs to pay, or several different kinds of holds that can be applied to the container. And once these holds are released, and the status of the container is changed to released, it means that there are no holds on those containers anymore, and we are able to pull those containers out of the terminal, and basically take it to our customers' warehouses. So this tab shows all the active shipments, all the containers that we currently um, um, have have the work order to handle, and they are still on vessel and not grounded in terminal storages or terminal yards. The next tab shows all the containers. It is called unhold. It shows all the containers that are grounded, which means they are unloaded from the vessel. They are taken out of the vessel. They are currently grounded in terminal yards, but they are still not released. It means that they have some holds. Uh, Holds can be in many types, like custom holds, fried holds, I don't know, um, TMF hold, um, yeah, basically many kinds of holds that they can, and it basically means if a container in terminal yards have any holds, we are not allowed to, or we are not basically able to pull those containers out of terminal. So in the unvessel tab, you had TMP and then ETA, which meant the estimated time that the vessel will arrive at the port. And in unhold tab, as I said, they are unloaded. The containers are taken out of the vessel and are grounded currently in the terminal yards. So we don't need a ETA date anymore because the vessel is already arrived and the container is in the yard of the terminals. No, not anymore on the vessel. So after the TMP number, we have LFD, which is the abbreviation for last free day. So when the containers are taken off the vessel and they are put on in terminal yards, they cannot stay there forever because we as the trucker we are responsible for taking these containers out of terminal yards as soon as possible. So what terminals are doing to make sure we are pulling those containers is to just limit the days that they are going to store these containers in their yards. It can be depending on the terminal. It can be the number of days, the number of these last 3 days can be different, but in most cases, they are like 4 to 5 days that they are going to store the container for free. Once the container is off the vessel, they are going to store the container for free in their yards for 4 or 5 days uh, until we pull the container out of their yard. So if that 4 or 5 days passes and we still did not pull those containers out of terminal yards, they're going to charge us. So um, it's based on the shipping line that owns each terminal.
Damage charge.
This I'm sorry.
Yeah, damage charge. Well, when
Yeah,
yeah, when finish the their storage time finished, they have fixed 7 days maybe for shipping line.
mhm,
Any port they can put in the container almost 7 days. When it's over from 7 days, then they will charge for every day until when you release the container from the port. I
exactly.
know, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if this last 3 day passes, uh, each day each day that we do not attempt to pull that container, we are going to be charged based on the number of days that we are just losing. So for example, this container, this I'm sorry, this TGBU has the had the last free day on 26th of uh, May, and we still did not pull the container out of the port. Um, since it is on hold tab, it means that the container has still some holds on it that we cannot pull it, but still it had some. It still had the last free day, and it is they are charging us since 26 till this day, and any day that we're still not pulling it. Um, yeah, we have to pay it first, and then we are able to pull the container. Um, okay, so these columns are basically the same as that unvessel tab, and yeah, I don't see any new. Yeah, we have this driver column, which, as just like how it is named, it shows name of the driver assigned to that to pull that container from the terminal. For example, this shipment has the driver Gamboa to pull this container TGHU from TTI on uh, at 20 on 2nd of June, um, from TTI. Yeah. So basically, to pull each container from the terminal, we have to get an appointment from the terminal. So it's not like we can send our driver anytime we want to pull the container. We have to get an appointment. There must be some appointments available, and we have to secure that. And then we can pull that container at that time. And this terminal appointment shows the time of the appointment we have secured on terminal portal. So this delivery appointment shows the date and the time that we are going to deliver that container to customer warehouse. And yeah, that's all about the on hold tab. And the next tab is ready at port. So as I said, after knowing about the containers that are still on vessel, we had the containers that are already grounded in terminal yards, uh, but they still have some holds and that making us unable to pull them from the yard. And once those hold are gone, they are released. We have this tab of ready at port, which basically means the containers that are in the terminal yards and they do not have any holds on them anymore. We are able to pull them from the terminal. The only thing that we need to do is to secure an appointment on terminal website and pull them at that time. So basically, all the information that TMP, LFD, BL number, container number are all the same. So if you know how to read these datas on one of the tabs, you basically can read all the other or all the rest of the tabs too. Um, so this origin is the same too. Okay. We have a new column here, next event. So basically it means it shows the next step of our operation for that container. Um, I'm going to make an example of the second one because it has specified the next event. So it shows that the origin of this container, this TGBU, is Phoenix Terminal. What is our next step is to drop it. This DR is for drop, to drop it in ULS yard. ULS yard is one of the yards that we are using, one of our yards that we store the containers in. So not all the time we are going to pull the container from the terminal and directly take them to the warehouse of our customer. Sometimes we pull the container based on our customer request, and then we drop them in our yard until our customer gives us a time and the date to take that container to their yard. So all this should be arranged with our customer. So in this case, that we are pulling the container from the terminal and then drop it in our own yard, store them for a few days or one day, and then taking it to the customer warehouse. These two steps of dropping in our yard first is called pre-pull. So we are pulling it from terminal, dropping in our yard. We are pre-pulling it, and then based on customer request, based on the day and the time that our customer is giving us, we will take that container from our yard to their warehouse. So yeah, this destination, city, state, and yeah, all the rest are the same.
Carry, carry. Customer,
Yeah.
customer confirm us via mail or a phone over the phone. So how I will know what time the container will deliver at their warehouse? So how I will know via email or WhatsApp or contact number? How I will know?
Okay, so the most formal and the most used source to communicate between us and customers are email is email. Um, we may have to contact them through phone call, through WhatsApp, or different sources, but all the communication should be put on the email too. For example, so basically, our main source of communication is through email. So if anytime we are making a phone call, or we are having some chats on WhatsApp with customer, uh, or any other source, we have to clarify it and just re-mention it again on email too. So just like we are in touch in email, and then we have to talk about something over the phone. Once our communication is finished over the phone, we will just write another email to them and mention it like, as per our phone conversation, blah 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 blah. So our main uh, way of communication with customer is email.
Mm.
So
Okay,
we can refer to our communication through in email. We can have the this. We can have the information, all the shared files and everything. So yeah, it is the answer to your question. Okay.
okay,
Okay. So yeah, this is all about the Ready at Port tab. I will move on just from this yard tab. I will go to one of the most important tabs in Profit Tools. Um, it is, um, in my idea, it is the most important tab of Profit Tools that you have to daily check it based on your task every day. So, if you pay attention to this, before I explain what is going on here, you saw in every tab that I opened so far this window of Data Manager. You also have it in Dispatch team. I'm going to explain what this window is trying to do to help you read this data much easier. So, um, today is what Thursday. And you see the number of the name of days of the week, from Sunday to Saturday, and we you are trying to see what which containers we are pulling from terminal today, taking to customer warehouse today. So basically, uh, what is our work plan of today, only today, what we are going to do. So to see this schedule, to see this work plan of just today, you have to just use the filters shown here to remove the unnecessary and remove the rest of the uh, data you don't need at the moment, and just see what you need. So basically, we are on Thursday, so you can just click on this today button, and you will see all the operation, all the moves that we are going to do just for today. For example, we have these containers. You see these containers have terminal appointments from here to here. All of these containers are going to be pulled today. They may be rescheduled. They may be some reason that this is not going to happen today, but uh, since it is on today's plan, on today's schedule, you have to have an eye on it. And if it's not going to be done today, you have to know what is the reason for that, and the customer is also have to be informed. And yeah, but all this um, will be explained once your task is assigned to you. So,
So,
Amir.
yeah, I agree. If we
Yeah.
cannot deliver today or some for some issues, so we have to inform to the customers today we cannot make this shipment to your warehouse, something like that. So every day we have to inform to the customer.
Yes, anything, basically, literally anything that is happening to the container, customer have to be informed at the moment, not an hour later, not a few minutes later, just as the moment that we notice that that update, we have to inform the customer as well at the time without any delay. But yeah, I had to explain it first, but here now it is not too late either. Basically, our company has three main teams, but the operation is so vast, and there are many things happening every day. But basically, the company has three main teams: customer service, accounting, and dispatch. So, customer service team is responsible to inform our customers of any update, anything that is happening to their container. Accounting is just handling charging the customer, I don't know, making the payments and anything in that regard. And dispatch team is responsible for handling the operations as smooth as possible. So tasks like communicating with drivers, making sure that the movement is happening as smooth as possible. um I don't know, we are reaching our appointment on time, like driver is at the location at the appointment that we have secured already, and anything that is about the operation, not customer service, not accounting, and etc. So everyone has his own tasks to handle, based on the tasks that are assigned to you. You will need to work with the data in each of these tabs. Um, so on this dispatch board, uh, all the columns are basically the same as the previous ones. I'm just going to explain the new ones. So basically, this origin, destination, city, state are the same, but remarks are just very briefly. These are the notes that and the members of dispatch team are putting in here, just the last update or something to notify the rest of the team members that, for example, this PP is for pre-pull. It means that this container has to be pre-pulled. Or let me show you another one. Mhm. So, for example, this container has to be, let me see. Okay, this is written 6 to 3. So basically, it means that if you look at the next event and the second next event, you see that this HK means hook, and DM means dismount. So hook is like picking up the container to take it somewhere. This
Yeah, yeah.
DR was like dropping the container
Who
and the
can drop?
chassis. Yeah, put it in the that location. So this DM. So as you know, the container is on a chassis, and we are just taking the container everywhere with the chassis. And this drop, if it says drop, means we are leaving the container in that location with the chassis. But if it says DM or dismount, means that we are taking off the container off the chassis, taking the chassis back, but leaving the container. Okay, was it clear?
Taking the container and with chassis.
Yeah, we are taking the container everywhere with the chassis. If our driver is going to a location and drops, it means that we are leaving the container and the chassis in that location. When our driver is coming back, it doesn't have he doesn't have the container or the chassis with himself anymore. He left both of them in that location. But dismount is just it means that the driver has to just leave the container, not the chassis. He takes the chassis back with himself. He just leaves the container there, drops the
Yeah,
container, not the chassis.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and we have another term. Yes, in this part, you see mount. So it is basically the opposite of dismount. Mount means our driver has already has a chassis with himself, and we are just going to mount a container on it. So putting a container on the chassis that driver already has. Okay.
Okay.
Did you have any question in these parts? In these
No,
mount, dismount, drop, hook?
no, no, no.
No, Gary.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Get it. Mount container means he just his container with him and just uh, drop uh, the container in the warehouse. Mount container.
Um, okay, so let me tell you in like this. If it says hook,
Yes.
are you familiar with the term bobtailing?
Yes. Subtly.
Okay. Uh, um, who said that? Who-
Uh, I
okay.
I yeah, Gary. I familiar with drop and hook. Like he go to the to pick up side and just hook it up the trailer, and then he uh go to the after that he go to the customer side and just drop the trailer, and then after that he come back to the yard without the trailer. Okay, when the trailer will be empty, then the customer will inform the driver that this trailer is empty. You just come to the our yard or warehouse, then you hook it up and then back to the yard. There's the hook and drop, I know.
Yeah, that's true. And uh, Hassan, are you getting it? All this definitions too?
Yes, I can understand everything.
Okay, great. Um, Yeah, but just to make sure, I will explain very briefly again what this hook, drop, mount, dismount, and we have another one. If I can see it here. Yes, this DL means delivery. Okay, so basically, we have a driver and we have a truck. This truck this does not have a chassis, does not have a container. We are going to take a container from terminal or I don't know, any warehouse. We are going to hook it. It means that the driver with his or her truck is going bobtail to that location. Bobtail means he doesn't have any chassis or any container with him. He is just himself and his truck. He goes there bobtail to that location, hook the container. It means that he has to find a chassis or take the container that is already on a chassis with him and take it from that location. So the container is either already on a chassis or the driver has to look for a chassis in that location and then put the container on the chassis and takes it from there. So drop
Yeah, I understand, Gary.
means um, both the so mount means that the driver is already has a chassis attached to his truck. He goes there with his chassis and in that terminal or in that warehouse, he puts the container on the chassis. So the term for this act is mounting the container. He mounts the container on the chassis that he already has. So dismount, dismount means that when driver arrives to to his destination, he just leaves the container there, but not the chassis. He will return with the chassis. He takes the chassis back, but leaves the container. And this DL means delivery. So basically, in import movements, import shipments, we are going to take a loaded container to our customer warehouse to unload it there. So two things, two options, this can happen in two ways. We either can drop the container in the warehouse and our driver just leaves that location one, two, or um, several days later, depends on when our customer updates us. Sometime later, we will return to that location to take the empty container from that location. So, if this happens, if we go there, drop the container and the chassis, come back, and then return a few days later to pick up the empty container, uh, the term for that is drop and pick. So we are dropping a container, a loaded container. It's going to be unloaded in that warehouse in a day or two, and then we are going to pick the container once it is empty. The other way to do that is that when our driver arrives to the warehouse of the customer, he doesn't leave, he stays there. Our driver stays there, and the warehouse staff just unloads the container at the same time that the container arrives. And at the moment, once the container is fully unloaded and it is empty right away, our um, driver will come back with the container, but this time it is empty. So instead of drop and pick, we are live delivering the container, the cargo. The term for that is delivery. So we are not dropping the container in that location anymore. We are not going to hook it because we have not dropped it there. We are delivering the container, delivering the cargo. Means, as I said, our driver takes the container, the loaded container, to the warehouse. Immediately, the warehouse unloads the container, and then 1 or 2 hours later, our driver returns with the empty container. So no drop is happening in live delivery. Uh, it's either a live delivery or drop and pick. Was that clear?
I understand.
I'm sorry.
Mm, I understand, Gori.
Okay, great. So
But Gori,
yeah.
live unloading is delivered. Okay, and another thing that when drop and hook, it's also we can count is delivered, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
Acha, my question is live unload. When the driver stayed over there, then when they live doing live unload, then it means it's delivered, and we can get paperwork like a POD. Beside that, when driver drop the trailer at the warehouse and then come back to the another uh, pickup or delivery, then it's I mean not live unload load. It also delivered or not.
See, during the day, during each day, our driver is doing several moves. So it's not just dropping that container there and it is finished. So um, this these two ways of drop and pick or live delivery, the decision is customers. The customer asks us to drop the container there and just give them some days, some days time to unload it, and whenever it is ready they will inform us to return to that location and pick up the container, or just take the container there, stay, and as when once it is unloaded, our driver can just right away come back with the empty container. This decision is made by our customer. So uh, if it is a drop and pick move, our driver will leave the container and the chassis there, and leaves that location and starts doing another move, like picking up a container from I don't know, some days before. We have another customer near to that location that informed us of their empty container. We are going to, our driver goes there, picks up another container, returns to returns to terminal, and just uh, handles, and so basically handles another move. But once it is a delivery, the driver will not leave the location when he delivers the container. Will not leave the location. Will stay there and wait till the container is fully unloaded and comes back with the container. Um, did I answer to your question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
understand.
great. Okay, so as I said in Ready at Port tab, and this terminal appointment shows the date and the time of the appointment that we have already secured in terminal website, and that we have to go to that terminal at this time and pull the container, or drop the loaded container for export shipments. So in the next one, you see DEL, which means delivery and pickup appointment. So basically, this appointment shows the appointment of the terminal, and we have to secure another appointment with customer. So just like the time that we have to get an appointment from terminal, in most cases we have to secure an appointment with our customer as well. So our customer gives us a time to um, take their container to them. So we cannot go there anytime. We have to arrange a time. We have to make an appointment. Like, for example, um, in this one, we have to be at customer warehouse at this hour on this day, at the customer warehouse. So these are two types of appointments we have to secure with different sources. Um, you see container number, line type, the shipping line, the container type, chassis number, and all the rest are the same. So just this next event and second next event just shows the next two steps that we have to take for uh, that shipment. Okay, now that the columns are explained, I want to explain these symbols in this column. You see there is a black square and the white square, this is square. I'm going to explain all of this. So, as you already know, we have two types of shipments, export and import. This square, doesn't matter what the color and the what shape it is, what color it is. If it is a square, it means that it is a import shipment. And if if this square is black, it means that the container, at the moment that you are looking at it on Profit Tools, it is still loaded with the cargo. If the square is white, it means that at the moment that you are looking at the tab, the container is empty. It's already unloaded. But if you see a question mark inside this white square, it means that the software can is unable to um, figure out the current status of the container. So basically, the software does not know if the container is unloaded, I'm sorry, if it is loaded or empty at the moment. So the reason for that can be like, uh, as I said, the driver takes the loaded container, the container that was imported and it is still loaded. He has to take it to customer warehouse to unload it. So um, the the container is already in the customer warehouse, but we have to wait for customer to inform us if the container is empty or they're still working on it. So as long as the container is there, is dropped there, we don't have any information of that because we don't have, it's not in our yard, it's not in um, uh, anywhere that we have the access to update the status. It is in customer warehouse. So we basically don't know if the container is still loaded or it is unloaded. So this question mark shows that uh, at the moment we don't know if the container is empty or not. But this was just for import shipments, this square symbol. But if you see this circle, it means that this shipment is an export shipment. Uh, so if the circle is white, it means that the container assigned to that shipment is empty. It's not loaded yet. So, as you know, in import shipment, we have a loaded container dropped from the vessel to, I'm sorry, dropped from the vessel in terminal yard. We have to take this loaded container to customer warehouse to unload it. But in export shipments, we have to pick up an empty container from terminal, take it to customer warehouse. They will load the container, and then we will take the loaded container to the terminal, and um, just once it is taken to the terminal, they will put it on the vessel, and that vessel will go to the export destination. So if this circle is white, it means that we um, the empty the container for that export shipment is still empty, and the customer has not loaded it yet. But if the circle is black, it means that the empty container is loaded by customer, and now the next step is to take it to terminal to export it to whatever the location is. Um, okay, so I was explaining on this data manager tab. It is basically a list of filters that you can just use it to um, just clean this tab and make it show you exactly what you need to see, and not to get lost in all these rows of information, rows of shipments. In this first row, you see today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. If you click on today, you will see all the moves that are happening today. So if you are clicking it on 2nd of June, and you click on today, you will see all the moves happening on 2nd of June. If you click on it tomorrow, 3rd of June, you will see all the moves happening on tomorrow. If you want to see all the moves happening on the next day, you have to just click on the name of the day. For example, today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. If you click on Friday, you see the list was refreshed. So now you see all the moves happening on Friday. Okay. The next one is this this list of shipping line names in here, like APL, Costco, Hapag, MSC, CMA, and etc. Um, One thing before continuing, you see here it says control means and shift means or. Okay. Um, it means, for example, you click on the today moves, hold control button on your keyboard, and while holding it, for example, push, um, I'm sorry, push um, MSC. See what happens here. Um, what I just did is that I brought up all the moves of today, but all the moves that are for MSC container. MSC is one of the shipping lines. All of the MSC containers that are being handled today is shown here. So I clicked on today, hold the control key on the keyboard, push another filter, like this time let's push CMA. I see all the CMA containers that are being moved today. They are either getting pre-pulled, they are either getting delivered, dropped in the warehouse of the customer, or anything that is happening to them today. So you have to just work with these filters, and each of them can help you in different ways. So this filter and this
So,
filters list, no problem. And this filters list is going to be updated, so I'm not going more deep into that. um Once it is updated, I will inform you of the changes, but so far just work with these options that I explained so far, and they will help you to have the information that you need. So just by holding control, you have the option to choose different filters at the same time. And also here you see the different sizes of the containers: 20 foot, 40 foot, 45 foot, etc. And here you see the type of the containers: standard, high cube, reefer, special equipment, etc. So just as the final example of working with these filters, you click on today, then hold the control key on the keyboard. You push, for example, yeah, MSC, and then you want to see all the MSC containers that are being moved today, but you only want to see the 20-foot ones. So while still holding the control key, you also push 20, and you see all the 20-foot MSC containers that are being moved today. This just cleans up the board for you, so you can easily see the exact thing that you want to see. So these filters, just work with them, see how they will change the list that you want to see, and they can help you a lot. Like if I just click on today and look at this huge number of shipments of today, you will have to spend so much time to find what you are looking for. But getting a handle of these filters can be a huge help to you. The final tab that I'm going to explain is the next one, drop tab. So drop tab shows all the containers. So as I said, containers at first are on vessel, then they are at the uh, warehouses of the terminals. Then we get an appointment, pull them from the terminal, and they are either dropped in our own yards or dropped in our customer's warehouse. So this drop tab shows all the containers that are already pulled from terminal. They are not in the terminal anymore. They are either in our own yard or in customer yards. So let me make this window a bit bigger. You see on the top of this list, uh, if you just scroll down, you will see uh, different names appear, the different sections of this list. So this is the location of the containers under it. So you see this one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, these seven containers under this name are located in this location. So Avalon Yard is one of our own yards that we are um, storing the containers temporarily before taking them to customer warehouse or taking them back to terminal. Um, and just by scrolling down, you will see the different names of different locations that the containers are dropped. This tab is also very important to read the information and have an idea of what is happening to the containers that we dropped in different locations. So also, just like the dispatch tab, you have this data manager or the list of filters in this same um, and in this tab too. So the dispatch board shows all the moves that are happening on each day, but drop tab is the list of the containers that we have dropped in different locations. So uh, this name of the days of the weeks does not apply to drop tab anymore. If you click on these days, it will just show you an error and it does not make any filter for you because it basically doesn't make any sense. On dispatch board, if you just click on each day, it will show you the moves because that is what dispatch board is doing. It shows you the moves that are happening on each day. But drop tab just shows the location of the containers we have dropped in different places. So this names of the days of the weeks does not have any use for you in this tab only. But you can use the rest of the filters in here to see what exactly you need. For example, you want to see all the HAPAC containers dropped in different locations. You just click on the name of the shipping line, and then you have to for example, you want to see only the 40-foot high cubes, the 40-foot the 40-foot high cube containers belong to HAPAC that are dropped in different locations. You hold the control key, click on the size, and then drop on high cube. You see, the list is getting smaller and smaller, and you can finally see the exact thing that you want to see. And just I used three filters here just to see HAPAC containers that are 40 high cube in different locations. We have it in Avalon Yard, ULS Quay Yard, our ULS Yard in Compton, which is our main yard, Express Container Yard, which is also another yard, and another yard that our own. Um, so yeah, and this is all I have to uh, tell you. And Sorry. Sorry, I have to go back to my work. Um, I don't think I can spend more time here for today, but we will arrange more time. We will arrange more video calls to explain the rest of the profit tools because I still haven't opened any shipments for you to explain what happens inside each shipment. So the next our next video call will be about the information inside every shipment. Just to give you an idea. Um, I'm sorry. Before that, um, you see each container here, each of these shipments. Each of them are just like a folder. So inside them are very detailed information about the about anything you want to know about that shipment. So if you just double click on each of them, their file will be opened. So this is basically how it looks like inside. But let me just explain it to you in another time because now I have to go back to my work. Um, do you have any questions so far?
Right now, I have no question. If there is any question, uh, I will reach out to you, Gary.
Okay, sure. If you don't have any question right now, feel free to ask me anytime. I am I am in touch with you through WhatsApp, so just feel free to send me a message.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Thank
no
you. See you
Okay,
problem.
later.
Gary.
Okay, see you later then.
Uh,
Okay.
have a nice
No,
day. Bye bye.
Goodbye, Gary.
bye bye.
Bye.